Alright, so we've done four forms of ownerships, and now we're doing a next one. The fifth one is the PLC. It's a personal liability company. Now this one confuses a few of the students because of the similarities with the private company. So let's start there. It is exactly the same with three minor differences, and I'll explain it why. Firstly, you want to have a personal liability company in certain instances. So let's put this in this way. Let's say you go to a doctor, right? And the doctor treats you with a specific treatment, but now you can't just they can't just not accept responsibility, right? They carry massive responsibility, and once you are in a position like that, you can't have limited liability. There must be unlimited liabilities. That means you are personally responsible for your decisions. So this is where a PLC comes in. It's a formal company with most of the benefits, but now there's someone actually taking personal liability or personal responsibility for their actions. Okay, so the owner, it's again the same as a private company. There must be a minimum of a shareholder, all right? Um, Manager, there must be a minimum of one director on the board of directors. The risk is again shared but carried personally as well. The profit is also shared in the form of dividends. They pay standard company tax, tax on dividends. It is a legal entity. They have to register formally. And the first difference is the name doesn't end with Pty Limited. It ends with Inc. That stands for incorporated. All right. The documents requirement is still a memorandum of incorporation. They still need to be registered with the registrar of companies. Let me just put it here. They need to register with the registrar of companies. Why do they have to do that? This is due to the Companies Act, and that's a requirement. All right. Continuity. There is continuity. Why did I say no with a private company? There is obviously continuity. Business can continue to exist even if there's a change in owners, in shareholders. So I can buy my shares, I can sell my shares. Business continues to exist. Same with a PLC. Liabilities, all right? So here is where the owners are jointly and severely liable for the debts of the company. So it's discussed, or it's described as the directors of a PLC are jointly and severely liable for all the debts and liabilities of the company. This means that the directors have unlimited liability. So it's important to just differentiate that between a private and a personal liability company. Audits, it's optional. I don't know what happened there. Somehow I typed over myself. So the same thing, it's also optional for a PLC to have its statements audited. Personal interest, there is a bit of personal interest, in my opinion. Why? They are personally responsible for their business, right? So there is a personal interest. Capital, again, the same as a private company, and the decision making, it's more difficult than the other forms of ownership. And remember, when you answer this, answer in full sentences. Don't just say decision made as a disadvantage. It takes longer to make decisions. Just put it in perspective. Say, public or a private company, the decision making is more difficult. It takes longer because there are more people to consider. It's time consuming because more people have to be involved than, for example, a sole trader who doesn't have to involve anyone else. That's a good answer. All right. Next one we'll do is a public company. All right. So check your notes. Go through your notes. I believe it's on page 9 that you'll find a personal liability, and we'll continue in the next video.